As it going get tougher, Nigerians, northern headers and stakeholders lay 7 demands before Tinubu back end bad governance in Nigeria protest. Some headers and stakeholders in northern Nigeria have announced their full support for the planned nationwide hunger protest tagged End Bad Governance in Nigeria, scheduled to hold from August 1st to 10th. The headers and the stakeholders who made their position known in a statement signed by Professor Usman Yusuf, Hajar Najatu Mohammed, Malam Salihu Lukman, and Dr. Umar Ado also made 7 demands to the President Bola Tinubu-led Nigerian government. In the statement obtained by Sahara reporters on Wednesday, the northern headers and stakeholders said that Nigeria had long been facing unprecedented challenges of insecurity, excruciating poverty, illiteracy, unemployment, disease, high cost of living, all on account of bad governance and corruption in public offices. They said, "We acknowledge that the primary purpose of any government is to secure life and property and enhance the welfare of its citizens. Any regime that cannot guarantee these basic rights loses all legal and moral authority of being in power and would naturally incur the wrath of citizens. It can therefore only remain in office more by default than by public consent. This seems to be the state our dear country, Nigeria, is drafting towards over the years. Successive governments at all levels, including the incumbent ones, fell short of delivering the requisite leadership. Consequently, Nigerians have been thrown into a state of social dislocation that has plunged citizens, especially the youth, into disillusionment, disappointment, frustration, and hopelessness. To press home their legitimate demand concerning the cost of living crisis, insecurity, and the worrisome trapped in the ship of state, Nigerian youth have resolved to go on a 10-day nationwide protest from the 1st to 10th August 2024. We therefore wrote this special text to state our position concerning this resolve to protest and the attitude of the government to it. First, we want to affirm the constitutionally protected right of all citizens to assemble and to protest. We also acknowledge that the cause for protest against the system is valid and justifiable. We wish to state clearly that we firmly stand by our youth in their resolve to exercise their right to protest. Second, we call on the federal government to be pragmatic in its approach to the resolution of the crisis if it hopes to amicably resolve and mitigate the risk associated with mass protest. They said, to this end, we recommended that the government immediately takes the following steps: engage in dialogue, identify and directly engage with the youth, leaders, and protesters to stand and address their grievances, outsourcing this responsibility to others, such as traditional, religious, labor, civil society leaders, is not going to work. The use of state force to intimidate, cajole, and harass protesters can only further escalate an already volatile situation. We have recently seen that in the NSAS protests, engagement remains the best and most effective solution. Implement reforms, sincerely address the demands of the protesters by implementing meaningful reforms, demonstrating goodwill, and a commitment to change. Support youth empowerment, invest in youth development programs, education, innovation, entrepreneurship initiatives. Enhance economic development, implement policies that would enhance general economic development of the country. Improve governance, enhance transparency, accountability, and inclusivity in governance, against personalized leadership, tackling corruption, and ensuring equal opportunities for all citizens. Ensure that the state security force represents the rights of protesters by allowing them access for peaceful assembly without interference, intimidation, or harassment, and protect them against any harm. Lead by example. The government and its leadership should lead by example, demonstrating sacrifice, integrity, accountability, and transparency, so as to inspire trust and confidence. Having been in the trenches himself, leading several protests from the Nadiko days to 2014, President Tinubu knows more than others the value of protest. To the protesting youths, we want to assure you that we understand and support your decision to exercise your constitutional right to peaceful protest, in demanding good governance and accountability from your leaders. We believe that this is legitimate and necessary step towards reclaiming your future and ensuring a better Nigeria for all of us. As elders, while we stand shoulder to shoulder with you in this, we urge you to remain peaceful and law-abiding during these protests, avoiding any actions that may be misconstrued as violent, harmful, destructive, offensive, or threatening to public space. We also call on you to engage in dialogue if the government extends a hand of fellowship to you in addressing the root causes of your discontent and grievances. They stress that by taking these measures, the government can address the underlying issues driving the protests, reduce tensions, create a more stable and prosperous future, and avoid disruption and chaos. We call on our leaders and governments at all levels to be responsive and demonstrate commitment and respect for the freedom of all citizens to express themselves freely without any provocation, as provided for the 1999 Nigerian Constitution as amended. We believe that together we can build a Nigeria that works for all its citizens, regardless of age, ethnicity, or socio-economic status. So guys, you've all heard it now. Northern elders have backed the protest. This is interesting because those northern elders kept quiet and allowed the youth to run the protest by themselves. Where were they when Buhari was leading the country to this destination? I'm not saying what they are saying is bad though, but hadn't been they spoke during Buhari time, I don't think the level of destruction right now will be, you understand, the level of this destruction, at least if we're not rich like this. But they kept quiet and all that. Well, make a drop on for you. Let's hear from you. Kindly drop your comment below the comment section. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you and bye for now.